Good afternoon. I'm Don Brennan in for Scott Dennis today. Thank you for joining us. Now, our first story and topping our news at noon here. One person is shot in a road rage incident and recovering in the hospital as we speak. It happened this morning in Northport. It seems all parties involved are reportedly accounted for, but we're going to go out to ABC 7's Rick Adams now, who joins us live with more on this incident and how it led to gunfire. Rick?
Yeah, Don, details continue to emerge with the shooting. It happened right back there at the intersection of River Road and US 41. We're being told it involves two vehicles. Someone from one of the vehicles shot a man from the other vehicle following some sort of argument.
That's right. At about 7:14 this morning, our Public Safety Communications Center received a call regarding a shooting that happened right here in the northbound lane of River Road, turning left onto US 41. When deputies arrived, and they arrived within 1 minute, we actually got here at 7:15, they located three kind of involved parties, one of which was shot. That individual was transported to the hospital, where he remains currently in stable condition.
And investigators are still trying to figure out exactly what happened back here, and we'll definitely have more details for you coming up at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting live from Northport, I'm Rick Adams. Don, back to you.
Thank you, Rick. Serious situation out there. And in other news, millions are involved in severe weather this weekend as winter storm making its trek across the country. Dozens of schools, government offices, and businesses are closed throughout the southern Plains states as snow pounds the areas. In Oklahoma, forecasters are expecting 2 to 4 inches, and parts of Texas can get as much as 7. Meanwhile, the state of Alabama and state of Georgia are in emergency mode. Officials there are prepping for the worst already, saying it's better to be over-prepared than not prepared at all.
I would much rather have people on Twitter and Facebook and in the social space saying we're overreacting than to have 1 million people stuck in traffic.
Now, officials in Georgia say their goal is to prevent a repeat of that nightmare 3 years ago when an ice storm shut down the metro area. Kids in school had to stay overnight several nights. Storms expected to last throughout the weekend. As you can imagine, the storm affecting hundreds of flights now. Many are getting delayed or canceled, including some right here on the Suncoast. ABC 7's Jacqueline Matter was at Sarasota Bradenton International Airport this morning and joins us now with more of what's going on. Jacqueline?
Yeah, Don, this morning alone, at least 3 different delays were issued for travelers at Sarasota Bradenton International Airport heading across the south as folks brace for wintry weather. Those delays beginning mostly up north towards New York's JFK Airport and Boston, as well as Atlanta. But with snow expected in parts of the Carolinas as well, SRQ is warning passengers to be prepared for delays.
The 2 major hubs that we have service to in Atlanta and Charlotte, which are our number 1 and number 2 hub flying that we have, could see some very bad weather. And given they're more southern cities, they're not as proficient.
It's going to be an adventure, and hopefully it's not too long of a day.
Now, Piccolo urges any passengers who are delayed to be patient while waiting on their flights. He also urges travelers to utilize many of those apps used by airlines to keep up to date with the very latest information on their flight status. Don, back to you.
Thank you, Jacqueline. And joining me right now is the winter warlock himself, John Scalzi.
I would also add that if you're traveling, download a couple movies.
It's a good time to scratch some movies off your list.
Yeah,
your watch
major
list.
delays. Hey, we had some issues around here this morning too. We had some dense fog out there. It was really thick in places. Dense fog advisory was issued, and then it was extended when the fog just kind of hung tough in there. This is from our 10th Street boat ramp in downtown Sarasota, and the fog really at some points led to zero visibility. Kind of ebbed and flowed and dissipated in some places, built in other places, and that's how fog does. Down around Charlotte County, it hung in even a little bit longer, and by 11 o'clock, there was still some fog around down there. So the good news is that a lot of that fog has given way to some very pleasant conditions, some nice video there shot by Sammy, our videographer. Appreciate that. Lots of blue sky leading to a very pleasant afternoon. No rain in the forecast this afternoon. We do have gathering clouds back to the west. Look at those big storms brewing around the Louisiana Delta region into the panhandle of the state. That's a cold front promising to change our weather dramatically, but not this afternoon. Expect to see a lot of sunshine with only the slightest chance of a later day shower. The better chances come overnight. We'll be talking about that in a few minutes, Don.
All right, thank you, John. Now, a case against a Bradenton man accused of killing his 22-month-old stepson was heard in court today. An arraignment hearing was held for 25-year-old Montez McNeil. He did not appear this morning. He faces charges for aggravated child abuse and murder in second degree for the death of Ethan Thompson. Thompson died this past November at Manatee Memorial Hospital after he was found unresponsive at his home. An autopsy later revealed he had injuries consistent with child abuse, and the boy's mother later admitted that McNeil had been abusive to all 6 of her children. And in Charlotte County, a pharmacist is behind bars for allegedly stealing from the pharmacy where he worked. Charlotte County deputies arrested 38-year-old Jayton Kumar Patel. Now, deputies say they received a call about an employee theft at the Kmart in Port Charlotte. Managers there had arranged a meeting with Patel after finding over 7,400 oxycodone pills unaccounted for. He later told deputies that one of his customers needed the pills and the customer would sell them for extra money. Patel is charged with 3 counts of grand theft and dealing in stolen property. He worked at the only Kmart in the South County area, which will be closing later this month. And happening today, police officers in Sarasota County are inviting everyone to join them for a virtual ride. Officers out on patrol tonight will be logged into Twitter for the Tweet from the Beat. They'll share texts, videos, and photos. Followers will also be able to ask officers questions about their duties while they are working. It starts at 6 o'clock tonight, and officers will be tweeting until 2:30 tomorrow morning. To participate, all you have to do is follow the department's Twitter page at Sarasota PD. And ABC 7 business commentator Jeff Stern joining us now. Jeff, Happy New Year. Thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you, sir. Happy 17 to you as well.
Yes, indeed. Now, well, speaking of 2017, how's the first week going in trading of the new year?
Don, it's been positive for all the indices. The Dow's up about 3/4 point, only had a down day yesterday, while the S&P's up almost 1.5% so far. Down day yesterday, NASDAQ leading the way, about 1.95 before today's trading. No down days so far for the year, so pretty positive. Again, a lot of people say, hey, whatever January does, that's what the whole year will do. But wait a minute, let's not forget about last year. January was not good. February wasn't good, and all of a sudden we had a good rally at the end of the year. So we're not putting too much emphasis on how the first week is doing, but we'll keep our eyes on it for sure. Let's see how we're currently trading. The futures were down, but right now up. 19,927, we're up 28 points, almost 1/4% for the Dow. NASDAQ 5,513, up 25 points, 0.5% leading again, while the S&P 2,273, up 4 points, almost that 1/4%.
Now, Jeff, the final job report under the Obama administration, how were the final employment numbers for 2016?
Don, that's one of the reasons why the futures changed. They came in at 156,000 for December. That's about 20,000 less than expected. Although 2 million for the full year. Way to go, America. You're working. Unemployment raised a little bit to 4.7, just from 4.6, but still under that 5% mark that we look for. Wages grew, which was the big news, 2.9% in December. That's the best we've seen since 2009. So as far as Obama, 11 million jobs he's created under his realm. To put that in perspective, Ronald Reagan had 15.9 million, while Bill Clinton led the way, 22.9 million. The good news is it all looks strong for Obama, and unemployment's at a low level, which is good. Wages are growing, so we'll have to see what happens with the new chair as far as Donald Trump in there.
All right, thanks a lot, Jeff. As always, have a great weekend.
You do the same, Don.
All right, now Sarasota County is looking to get ahead of the electric car craze with a new program. The county is launching a program called Charge Up. It's expected to boost the number of charging stations across the county. You're looking at a picture of one that's outside Selby Public Library in downtown Sarasota. The program will also cut the cost of buying and installing new stations. It's a move that officials say will make it easier and more affordable for businesses to add them for public use. Now, Sarasota is currently the second county in the state with the most electric vehicles. 2 public workshops will be held later this month to learn more about the charging stations and the program. The first one is January 24th. The other is a webinar the following week. Time now to check in for lunch with ABC7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher. And Judy is out today at Libby's Cafe and Bar in Sarasota off of Hillview. Judy, how's it going out there today?
Man, did Scalzi nail the weather today. It is gorgeous out here. One of my favorite spots to dine al fresco. And the reason why I picked Libby's today is because we're going to be talking to Adam from El Bar, and that is their boutique their little bar that they have that's really a cool speakeasy. And tonight is First Friday, and many of you may not realize there's all sorts of special things that are going to be happening there, and unique cocktails and small bites later on this evening. So you're going to get to talk to Adam about that. We're also going to talk to Chef Fran. Chef Fran was the opening chef for Libby's, and I'm so glad he's back. And he brings his playful whims with a great culinary twist and style. So stay with me throughout the hour. We're right here at Libby's Cafe and El Bar. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Properties, we pride ourselves in providing to you the very best in customer satisfaction, and the secret's getting out. Maybe that's why so many people have chosen to list their homes with our friendly and qualified agents. After all, it only makes sense to list with a growing agency that markets in so many places. To list your home with SWC, give us a call at our office and ask for Eric Schrock.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Don't miss the 19th annual Thunder by the Bay Motorcycle Festival, January 5th through the 8th, to benefit Suncoast Charities for Children. This year's festival welcomes special guest Blue Oyster Cult to the premier sports campus at Lakewood Ranch on January 8th at 4 p.m. Admission is free. Festival events include a sporting clay tournament, kickoff party, welcome Thunder event, Cruise for Cash charity motorcycle ride, and a 2-day Rockin' and Ridin' at the Ranch festival featuring vendors, live music, a Taste of Thunder area, and more. VIP tickets are available. For tickets and info, visit thunderbythebay.org.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we are looking at some very steamy conditions out there, despite the fact that we only have a 72-degree temperature. Just because it's 72 doesn't make it feel like it's not really warm and muggy. We have a 62 dew point, which continues to rise. I think as we head into the afternoon, the south-southeast wind will continue to bump up that dew point a little bit. And as we head into the evening hours, even though it's not summer-like humidity, it's going to feel a little more sticky than it did just 24 hours ago. Right now, temperatures across the region: 72 Wauchula, 73 Arcadia, Myakka, Parrish, Bradenton at 73, 72 Lakewood Ranch, 73 Northport, Venice, 71 in Inglewood, 71 in Punta Gorda, and on the Key, a little cooler, coming in at 69 degrees. So we have something going on across the state of Florida and the United States in the form of a big dip in the jet stream with a lot of energy racing through the jet stream. And the surface reflection of that upper level energy is this developing area of low pressure along the northern Gulf Coast. As it develops, it kind of runs along this track left over frontal boundary and produces another cold front that will sink its way south across the state of Florida. We're watching it carefully to see if it produces any severe weather. At this time, we don't anticipate any, though I will tell you there are indications that suggest 1 or 2 strong storms, even severe storms, are possible in the state of Florida, most likely north of us, but still close enough that we have to keep an eye on this system. Cold fronts at this time of year with this kind of punch bear watching. As the front sinks south, our rain chances will start to increase tonight and then clear out pretty quickly as that front sinks south. Fog and then sunshine. Obviously, the sun is shining over most of the locations now. We still have some patches of lingering fog down around Charlotte County, but it's not bad. It's not an issue, really. Clouding up again tonight as that front gets closer, and then storms tonight through tomorrow. Cold air, one of the energizing factors of this. Boy, it is a brutal outbreak of cold along a lot of the United States. 12 degrees in St. Louis, 8 degrees in Kansas City, 8 degrees in Denver, -3 in Minnesota. I tell you, really chilly air sinking southward. So if we look at the RPM computer model that we have here at the station and put it forward through time, notice this area in pink. That is freezing rain. That is a travel nightmare in the deep south. And watch where it heads. Right up close to Atlanta, transitioning into snow beyond that. That's exactly what they don't want to see, but that certainly is in the cards perhaps, and also some heavy snowfall for parts of the Carolinas as well. For us, we'll probably see some showers starting later tonight. That's certainly possible, 1 or 2 here or there, but it's really tomorrow morning. After 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and toward dawn that we start to see some of the bigger storms begin to approach the area. And that will occur throughout the day and into the early afternoon. I think by lunchtime those storms will be pushing southward and we'll start to see some clearing in the afternoon. With that said, we'll probably also see the winds picking up and some colder weather coming our way. Right now, the winds are coming in out of the south at the surface. That's pumping up the moisture. Those will whip right around to the northwest and increase in intensity as we go into the afternoon tomorrow. It's going to not be great boating weather Sunday afternoon. Well, even Sunday morning with the thunderstorms around, but Sunday afternoon with the winds and, Saturday as well, I think, because of the wind gusts that could approach 25 knots or so. I think small craft advisories will be needed over the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Then we look at the temperatures, and boy, do they fall. We'll look for a 42 overnight temperature Saturday into Sunday morning, and inland, you could have some upper 30s. Plus on Sunday, well, I doubt we even see the mercury break the 60-degree mark. And with breezy conditions, it's definitely going to feel raw, Don.
Thank you, John. Now, in health news, how close you live to a major roadway can actually increase your risk for dementia. That's according to a new study. Researchers found that people living within 50 meters of a major highway have a 7% greater risk of developing the disease. Reasons for the risk include exposure to air pollution and traffic noise, which can increase nerve degeneration in the brain. More than 7 million people have dementia worldwide, and there is no cure and no effective treatment for it as of yet. It turns out those devices used to detect alcohol on a driver's breath are saving lives. According to a study published in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine, ignition interlock systems are being credited for decreasing fatal drunk driving crashes by 7%. If the device detects alcohol on a driver's breath in excess of the legal limit, the vehicle will not start. Since 1993, it's been a mandatory law for every person convicted of a DUI to use that interlock. And when we come back, we'll meet our pet of the week and later on what NASA's up to, the maintenance job they're doing that has the astronauts taking a morning spacewalk. We're coming back.
Our community has its struggles. The fact is, people have less than they did just a few years ago, and sadly, the need becomes more profound every day. Season of Sharing provides funds to help individuals and families in need, ensuring they will not end up homeless and without a roof over their heads. Together, providing a helping hand and making a difference. Season of Sharing. Give today at cfsarasota.org.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner. After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Florida's last private island is a waterfront lifestyle like no other. This is Harbor Isle, just 5 minutes from the sugar sand beaches of Anna Maria Island. This sun-splashed paradise invites you to enjoy natural adventures and all the recreation of a tropical resort. Island coach homes and waterfront condos are now available from the high 400s. Don't miss the Luxury by the Bay event, Saturday, January 21st from noon till 4 p.m. at Harbor Isle. Water ski show, luxury cars, wine tasting, model home tours, and more.
As a combat veteran, I support Goodwill because they help our veterans reintegrate back into the civilian workforce, and they create jobs in our community.
Flooring Depot has been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties for over 20 years with the best products and installation. Flooring Depot offers carpet, tile, hardwood, and more. Before you buy, give us a try. Stop by our showroom or visit us on the web at bestvaluecarpet.com.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Fort Florida Home.
By Florida workers.
Because we know Florida weather.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get the 3rd free, plus our lifetime warranty. New South Window, we manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Welcome back, everyone. The orca responsible for the deaths of several people at SeaWorld Orlando has passed away. Tilikum was pronounced dead this morning. In 2010, the whale killed a SeaWorld trainer by grabbing the trainer and pulling her into the pool and then dragging her around by her ponytail. He was also involved in the deaths of 2 other people in the 1990s. Tilikum was the subject in a profile in the documentary in Blackfish, sparking outrage about keeping killer whales in captivity at SeaWorld parks. He was estimated to be 36 years old. On a lighter note, it's time to meet our pet of the week as John joins us with the founder of Dante's Den and the host of Animal Outtakes, Marsha Panucci, to tell us all about little Oliver.
Oh, and Marsha brought a beautiful kitty in today.
Yes.
She's so sweet. She's a little girl.
Oh, yeah. And I will tell you now, if you want a little kitten, and this is about somewhere between 8 and 9 weeks old, so you can grow with the kitten. Oliver is a snowshoe Siamese. Why snowshoe? Well, take a look at the paws, and we've got the little snowshoe booties there. And this is one of the most beautiful cats, John, that we've had on. And we say that every time, of course, but look at those gorgeous blue eyes. Oh, my heavens, yes. Now, Oliver is not much of a talker, perhaps as he gets a little bit older, maybe, but he's just a cuddler. Now, he's very, very smart, and he's already been altered, so, and microchipped, so he's really ready to come into your home. He's just adorable, as you can see. He kind of got onto the set here a little anxious, but he's falling in love with you, John.
Well, I think he's falling in love with the catnip. Just a little bit. But a sweet, sweet kitty, and you are so right. The markings on this cat are amazing.
I mean, if you want to have a kitten that's going to create tremendous accolades for you as far as your pet, this is the one to go with.
And Siamese cats are really a lot of fun. I mean, they're smart cats.
Oh, very, very, very smart.
Very
yes.
playful.
Yes.
Very, very playful. And it's great to get one at this young age because, well, you know that with a kitty litter, they come pre-housebroken,
yes,
I guess you could
yes,
say.
Yes, they do.
And
yes.
you can watch them as they grow up when they're fun little antics.
And of course, as we all know, John, our cats do live longer than a lot of our dogs. And so what a greater opportunity to have than to have one with spunky little Oliver here.
She needs a toy. She needs to be on the floor playing catch or
yes.
having some. Oh, her eyes are just amazing. Amazing.
And he did come in with his 3 siblings, and they are all available, and they're ready to go. So if you call the Sarasota Humane Society at 941-955-4131, ask for Oliver, and he'll be waiting.
Thank you, Marcia, for bringing this gorgeous cat in. I hope you get a home today, Oliver. You are special. Don?
Thank you both. Now, a great rescue as we stay with animals. Justin Matthews from Matthews Wildlife Rescue says he rescued an osprey from the Sarah Bay Golf Course yesterday. He says he saw the osprey lying in the same spot for several days and found out that the bird was sick and malnourished. Now will receive treatment at the Save Our Seabirds organization in Sarasota. Now let's get back to lunch with ABC7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher, and she's joining us live from Libby's Cafe and Bar here in Sarasota. Judy?
I want you to meet Adam Stoneking, and he's the beverage director for all of the Side and Tables groups. And we're here at Libby's today because something's happening at El Bar tonight. Nice to see you, Adam.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about what's going to happen tonight on First Friday.
So tonight is the first of our First Friday events. What we did when we started talking about the idea of the First Friday was we really wanted to bring some focus to Southside as a whole, Southside Village, really get, Libby's being the anchor of this neighborhood, really just start to put some more attention on this area. So the First Friday event tonight is what we'll do is we have live entertainment. We will offer some complimentary hors d'oeuvres from 9 to 10. And then we'll do a discounted, basically run our happy hour all night long.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and that'll be offered in the El Bar.
So you can have dinner first if you want, or just come over to the El Bar after, or just come in from maybe a movie or whatever.
Exactly.
And this is going to be always the full, the First Friday, this is going to continue on?
Yeah. So this is the first one of as many, and we'll add to it as we figure out better ideas.
And we'll keep everybody posted on the dining page. Let's talk a little bit about the local craft beers that you're serving in cocktails.
Okay, we'll start over here. So with the sandwiches, we just have a couple local craft beers. One is the guys from Big Top Brewing here in Sarasota.
Yep,
so
I like
that is their Circus City IPA, and the other one's semi-local. It's the Cigar City out of Tampa. That's their Tampa-style lager, so it's a much lighter beer, easier drinking.
Great. And the cocktails?
Yeah, the cocktails. So on the end down there, what you have is, that is our signature cocktail right now. That is the 1917, which is actually the address of Libby's. So that is our, yes.
Okay.
So that's our.
You could have totally made up a story about the Libby drank it in 1917, and we'll work on that. We still might feel that. And I always feel like you need a lovely little female touch to it.
Yes, this is called the Fifi. This drink is actually named after a girl that works here, Regina. So, longtime friend of mine named the drink after her. So this is a champagne and rosé, the Brut Rosé based drink.
Perfect.
It's got a little strawberry in it, lemon, pamplemousse rosé, which is a grapefruit liqueur, and a little absinthe to give it a little spritz. So
it sounds perfect. Now, while I sip and then stroll, I'll be waiting for Chef Fran to come out of the kitchen and talk to us about the new menu items. Adams, thanks so much. And cheers to First Friday.
ABC7 News at 7.
Wildlife is fun to look at, but if they exhibit strange behavior, unusually friendly behavior, or if they approach you, move away from them.
Sarasota County is under a rabies alert after 2 bobcats carrying the virus attacked. I'm Alan Cohn. We'll speak with local experts about what to do if you encounter a rabid animal.
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Looking for something fun to do on a Friday night? Then come to Music on Main, the first Friday of every month at Lakewood Ranch. Enjoy free live music, dancing, great food, and lots of fun for every family member, even the furry ones. Meet up with friends, enjoy activities for the kids, or make it a special date night. And be sure to stop by the ABC7 booth and say hello. Mark your calendars for Music on Main, first Friday of the month, 6 to 9 at Lakewood Ranch. Brought to you by ABC7 and these sponsors.
At SWC Properties, we pride ourselves in providing to you the very best in customer satisfaction, and the secret's getting out. Maybe that's why so many people have chosen to list their homes with our friendly and qualified agents. After all, it only makes sense to list with a growing agency that markets in so many places. To list your home with SWC, give us a call at our office. and ask for Jackie Avina.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. Tips on keeping your plants safe from our upcoming chill, plus Jive Bases at the Van Wezel and Jack Dusty at the Ritz. Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Don Brennan, in for Scott Dennis today. And President-elect Donald Trump facing off with intelligence officials on a classified briefing about Russians hacking the election. This meeting comes after President Obama was briefed on the report he requested yesterday. Now, ABC's Janae Norman joins us from Washington.
It's the conclusion President-elect Donald Trump continues to question, as in this Fox News interview.
They have no idea if it's Russia or China or somebody. It could be somebody sitting in a bed someplace.
U.S. intelligence officials say unequivocally cyber trails from the election hacking lead directly to the Kremlin, to Russian President Vladimir Putin. The Washington Post reporting U.S. electronic intercepts overheard Russians celebrating Donald Trump's victory, congratulating themselves on the outcome.
There is overwhelming consensus in the community and overwhelming evidence supplied by the community that Russia did engage in an effort to impact on the elections.
But the incoming commander-in-chief is still not convinced, tweeting, the DNC would not allow the FBI to study or see its computer info after it was supposedly hacked by Russia. So how and why are they so sure about hacking if they never even requested an examination of the computer servers? What's going on? Incoming Press Secretary Sean Spicer telling ABC News Trump is just a healthy skeptic.
I think he's going to ask questions like that, not questioning the intelligence, but questioning how the conclusions were arrived at.
Today, Trump will also hear about key Russian players who've been sanctioned by the U.S. And in addition to the hacking, intelligence officials say Russian state propaganda outlets were behind a flurry of fake and misleading news reports during the campaign. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
Now, despite the Russian controversy, the president-elect is actually urging people to support him at his inauguration. Now, this morning, Trump put out a tweet that says, quote, hopefully all supporters, those who want to make America great again, will go on to D.C. on January 20th. It'll be a great show. So far, more than 36 organizations have accepted invitations to take part in the inaugural parade. Trump was officially declared the winner of the presidential election by the electoral colleges this morning. Meanwhile, President Obama looking to defend his Affordable Act to the end. The president is urging lawmakers to come up with an alternative to Obamacare before voting to completely dismantle it. He writes in the New England Journal of Medicine that it would be, quote, irresponsible to do otherwise and could devastate the health care system, including leaving millions without insurance. He does add there's no guarantee Republicans will manage to get a second vote to approve an Obamacare replacement. In other news, the search for a missing plane in Ohio is narrowing down. The plane disappeared over Lake Erie a week ago. Transmissions recently received by an underwater locator beacon are now being used. Crews are looking for the cockpit voice recorder. A prominent businessman from Columbus was piloting the plane, which was also his wife was on board along with their 2 sons and a neighbor and his daughter, who was a freshman at the Ohio State University, and they had gone to a Cleveland Cavaliers game, and they have since disappeared. Memorial service are planned for the victims this Monday. Closer to home, families affected by Hurricane Hermine last year are getting paid big time. So far, $99 million has been awarded in disaster claims to 11 counties, including Manatee. Now, $71 million has gone to insurance claims, and $11 million has been given out as low-interest disaster loans. More aid is expected from the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the U.S. Small Business Administration, and the National Flood Insurance Program. That number could go up. Nearly 9,500 people have registered with FEMA for disaster relief. And joining me now, John, speaking of, well, weather, John, of course, you come right in. You were in the midst of all that, Hermine.
Yeah, you know, I think that's a good example, again, of the effects of a hurricane being felt way beyond the cone of uncertainty or even the eventual track of the storm. You can feel those pounding waves hundreds of miles away from the center of the storm. Well, we had our own little issues this morning. Had some fog around, and in fact, we had a dense fog advisory set up for our area. Some places saw 0 visibility as we went through the morning hours. This is from the Cortez Bridge webcam this morning, and it was certainly thick there. In fact, putting it into motion, even though the sun is rising and the skies are brightening, you can still see that even at this hour, it's not completely clear at Cortez, nor is it at Charlotte County, around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor. There's still a bit of a haze in the air. I think in the next hour or so that will be mostly burned off, and we'll be looking at some sunny conditions for everybody. Most of us are seeing sunshine. Titan radar not showing a drop of rain under any of the cloud cover that will be that is across the region, especially the low clouds near the coast, or the clouds that will be building overnight. That's due to a front that promises us changes, and we'll talk about that in just a few minutes, Don.
Thank you, John. Now, caught on camera, hundreds of miles above our heads, astronauts taking a spacewalk to hook up some new batteries at the International Space Station. Among the cosmonauts on the job, Peggy Whitson. She's taking her 196th spacewalk, and that ties the record of NASA's Suni Williams for most spacewalks by a woman. The astronauts are putting the batteries on the station's sprawling power grid. They started the job this morning. Flight controllers from Houston have already completed much of the work using station robotics. The spacewalk is expected to last until about 2 o'clock this afternoon. Now we head back to ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher, who's out enjoying lunch at Libby's Cafe and Bar in Sarasota. Judy?
I got to tell you, it is the perfect day, and I want to reintroduce you to Chef Fran. He's a good friend of the dining page and Chef Judy's Dish, so thanks for coming out today, Fran,
Judy.
cooking for me. It is. Let's start with the lib stacker and go around the table of these new creative dishes.
It's kind of a random sampling of items from our new menu. Some of them are just kind of replayed from the past classics, and some of them are new dishes. So this is our lib stacker. It's a homemade truffled Kobe meatloaf sandwich. This is real playful. It's a Zap chicken sandwich. So we crust the chicken with Zap potato chips and present it in the bag. From the dinner menu, we have some barbecued lamb chops with a currant and truffle risotto and some fig jam.
Yum.
A take on beef Wellington with duck Wellington, heirloom carrots, and a duck stock reduction that's enriched with stone fruit. Libby's classic deviled eggs with moat caviar. Kind of a new age hummus made with almond butter.
I love it. It's so light, but it's really addictive.
It's rich. It's good for you. And a raw vegetable salad with shaved vegetables with butternut squash and cauliflower, pomegranate lemon.
I picked this as salad of the year, just saying.
Yeah, it's good, it's delicious, it's good for you. And Libby's, we always try to stick to one great classic Asian dish. So this is our take on General Chow's chicken, but it's General Chow's shrimp with a vegetable fried rice. Probably the most popular dish on our menu.
I love, you know me, whatever it's going to be when you put that Asian flair to it, I love. Fran, what do you think makes Libby's one of the go-to places in town year after year?
I think we pride ourselves on a really hospitable approach, a really guest-friendly approach, like humanity. I think we add to service. We take a lot of pride in being consistent and disciplined with our food systems and execution. So I think we do a really good job kind of balancing the science of consistency and the human end of treating people well.
And you have darn good truffle fries too.
Yes.
I mean, you put that all together and it is a classic mix. Whether you're dining indoors or outdoors, don't go anywhere because we're bringing out Libby's special desserts in just a few minutes. Thanks, Fran.
Thank you.
Feeding curious lemurs to feeding big cats and hosing down rhinos. There's never a dull moment. And sometimes these amazing animals chime in.
Watch Animal Outtakes every week on ABC 7.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
How hard is it to stop a stroke? It is challenging, it is difficult, and every second counts. A comprehensive stroke center gives the patient a better chance to walk out with minimal to no disability. We are able to offer treatments above and beyond the standard 3 hours after the onset of a stroke. A place like Sarasota Memorial Hospital really increases those chances of giving back a better quality of life.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Florida's last private island is a waterfront lifestyle like no other. This is Harbor Isle, just 5 minutes from the sugar sand beaches of Anna Maria Island. This sun-splashed paradise invites you to enjoy natural adventures and all the recreation of a tropical resort. Island coach homes and waterfront condos are now available from the high 400s. Don't miss the Luxury by the Bay event, Saturday, January 21st from noon till 4 p.m. at Harbor Isle. Water ski show, luxury cars, wine tasting, model home tours, and more.
That will look great on you. Every time you shop here, you have the power to change lives.
Does she work here?
No, she's just a proud supporter of Goodwill.
Current air temperature coming in at 72 degrees. There's a lot of sunshine in most places. Some places still have a little fog or a haze mist in the atmosphere right now, right along the coastline. Otherwise, we are looking at a very pleasant afternoon. 62-degree air temperature, not humid, but not that nice dry air in the 50s anymore either. That has moistened up thanks to that southeast wind coming in about 10. A lot of fog around this morning. I don't think we'll have that issue necessarily tomorrow morning, in part because the winds are going to be picking up, and also in part because the atmosphere is going to be stirred up just a little bit by a frontal boundary sinking southward. A low pressure area ejecting off the Carolina coast and intensifying will produce a lot of snowfall over parts of the deep south. Not normally used to seeing some pretty good snowfall accumulations. Carolinas will get hit pretty hard. I think even northern parts of Atlanta might see a little bit of icing, maybe even some snowflakes or two as well. And then this frontal boundary is going to be set up to produce showers and thunderstorms south of that, including our area. I think we can get hit with some pretty good rainfall totals, considering what we have had over the course of the next 24 hours or so. That frontal boundary sinking south is also going to whip our winds around to the north and draw down some decidedly cooler air. Fog mostly near the coastline for the next hour or so. Very thin, shouldn't be a big issue, but it'll be around. And then everybody gets sunshine as we head into the 3, 4, 5 o'clock hour sun setting. Clouds tonight, I think we'll see those clouds build, thicken, especially after the midnight hour. And then toward 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, we'll start to see storms begin to close in on the Sun Coast. A lot of thunderstorm activity will be building as we head through the afternoon in northern Florida. And the icing conditions will start overnight tonight around the Atlanta area, I would think. And because it's coming at night, that's even more concerning because it might just hang tough during the overnight hours. We're watching scattered showers by about dawn tomorrow. I think it's a pretty good bet. And then by lunchtime, a stronger line of storms will have moved through the area and sinks southward as high pressure then builds in wind shift and colder air arrives. This is not cold air like we have never seen before so far this winter. I think the thing about this event is that the cold air may linger a couple of days longer than it has in the past when we've had pretty quick turnarounds in temperature. Southerly wind flow across the region continues to pump in moisture out of the southeast, basically. That's at the surface. But aloft, if you look at the cloud pattern, you'll see we have a general southwest to northeast, even westerly motion with height. And so you have winds kind of crisscrossing each other. That kind of rotating winds with height gives the potential for perhaps an isolated tornado, mostly in North Florida, around the Big Bend region. But I will say that we have potential across our area to see this marginal risk of severe weather decrease southward, mostly for gusty winds and hail. But you can't rule out the possibility of some stronger storms, and we'll be monitoring that throughout the day today. Bob will be in at 5, of course, with an update on that. South wind coming in at 10 knots today. Small craft advisories will probably be issued over the weekend, and there's that cold air coming our way. Starts Saturday night, lingers through Sunday with a daytime high near 60 degrees, if that, and then continues probably through Monday. And then we start to warm up as we head into next work week. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, John. Now, while people north of us dig out of the snow this weekend, Linda Carson gives us a look at what we can do right here on the Suncoast in this Suncoast scene.
Warning, warning, Audrey 2 is back. The bloodthirsty plant lives again at the Manatee Performing Arts Center. Little Shop of Horrors opens Thursday, January 5th and continues through the 22nd. They use 4 different Audrey 2 puppets to show how the plant grows.
This is the third Audrey 2. This is the Feed Me song. This is right at the climax of Act 1. This is where he convinces Seymour to start killing people so he can get his fix for blood.
Audrey 2 shows up and decides he has a taste for blood, and it keeps kind of escalating as the show goes along, and more blood becomes a part of it. It sounds horrible, but it is absolutely entertaining, and it's a funny show, and the music is fantastic.
Seymour's your friend. Treated me kindly. Daddy left early. Mama was poor.
Now at the Manatee Performing Arts Center. And this weekend, it's the 60th annual Sarasota Orchid Society show.
This is the premier show to go to, where you can buy and learn all about orchid growing.
There'll be orchid vendors, orchid growing competitions, and courses on how to grow orchids. Every kind of orchid you can imagine at a symphony of orchids at the Sarasota Municipal Auditorium, Saturday and Sunday. And Thunder by the Bay roars into town. For the first time, it's at the Lakewood Ranch Premier Sports Campus.
We've got twice the amount of vendors that we've ever been able to have downtown. We've got stunt riders, we've got the Wall of Death, Globe of Death, and we've got the national headline act, Blue Oyster Cult, all for free.
If you love Broadway musicals, a documentary is coming to the Hollywood 20 Saturday at 6:30 that you don't want to miss. It's called The Best Worst Thing That Ever Happened, and it's about the long lost but never forgotten musical, Merrily We Roll Along. It starred Ann Morrison.
Over the past 8 years, Lonnie Price, who was also in the show, directed a documentary. The idea was to look at the original cast members from that show, which was an ill-fated musical, so many people say. But it has a life of its own, and to see what happened to us and where our lives took off from there.
And after the show, go to the VIP party where Ann will tell her stories and sing songs from the show. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Linda. When we come back, we'll check in one last time with Chef Judy, and she's out there for lunch, and it's the first big award show of the year. We'll tell you the top movies that are expected to sweep the Golden Globes coming up next in entertainment.
Food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
You might feel like there's too many problems in the world, or that you as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old can't really make a difference.
It's not always about you. It's not just one person. It's a group. It's a team.
Just that simple act is transforming someone else's life.
It's one of the best feelings in the world.
It'll just make you feel so good about yourself.
I'd do anything to convince you just to be a part of this.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
Colder weather is on its way, and it can do a number on your plants. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we find out the secrets to keeping our tropical plants safe during the winter months. We'll get an inside look into the groovy beats of Jive Aces coming up at the Van Wezel, plus a sneak peek at the Golden Globes, and Jack Dusty at the Ritz-Carlton joins us in the kitchen.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
The agents at SWC would like to show you pictures of all the homes that they've sold quickly for their clients. But they're just too many to show. Contact SWC today and find out for yourself. We just market your home better.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Sarasota Institute of Lifetime Learning begins its 46th season on Monday, January 9th in Sarasota, Venice, and Lakewood Ranch. Meet Blair Tyndall, author of Mozart in the Jungle, on Monday, January 9th, and information and intelligence expert Terry Roberts on Tuesday, January 10th. 72 global issues lectures by renowned experts, 24 musical conversations with great performers. Tickets are on sale now. For more information and to purchase season tickets, visit SILLSarasota.org.
Fran, I had to keep you on with me to talk about your delicious desserts.
Yeah, of course. We, our desserts are probably the most classic part of what we do at Libby's. They haven't changed much because they're so popular. 2 warm desserts, both with ice cream. Our homemade giant chocolate chip cookie with vanilla bean ice cream.
Oh yeah.
And then our Dutch baby, baked in a skillet, kind of a sweet and savory hot pancake topped with cinnamon ice cream. And then a salted caramel truffle cake. All very, very popular.
Keep talking because I'm eating the warm chocolate chip cookie and I can't talk right now.
Well, these are the things, like, we can change the menu every couple times a year. With the dessert menu, the pushback, I mean, our guests are really inflexible. When it comes to sweets, they're really committed.
And I'm totally committed too. So make sure you come out here to Libby's for lunch or dinner, Sunday a la carte brunch, and definitely tonight, remember the first Friday, for a really fun time. Fran, thank you so much, and back to my cookie. Sorry I can't share.
Thank you, Judy. I'm going to need a moment now. In entertainment news, some may call it an honor that's way overdue, as actress Viola Davis got the first new star of 2017 on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Actress Meryl Streep helped with the unveiling there. Both actresses got Academy Award nominations for their roles in the 2008 movie Doubt. Streep and Davis are close and had nothing but kind words to say about her good friend.
She's a gift to writers. She plants herself in a scene where she has no words, and she writes paragraphs with her eyes. She's a force of nature, a geyser of emotion. There seems to be no limit to her source.
Davis received the 2,596th star. It's located across the street from the historic Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. Speaking of Hollywood, all eyes will be on the Golden Globes this weekend. La La Land is up for the most awards and is thought to be the sure bet to win Best Comedy or Musical. On the drama side, Manchester by the Sea and Moonlight are in the tight race for the top prize there. Jimmy Fallon hosts the 74th ceremonies this Sunday, and you can see it right here on ABC7. Hidden Figures is coming for the top spot at the box office this weekend. The civil rights era NASA drama is expected to bring in between $15 to $18 million. Also premiering is the Vampire Hunter sequel, Underworld. Blood Wars and fantasy drama A Monster Calls are coming in also.
Happy ending. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for coming to Skydiving.
Finally, a Texas man continuing to live his life to the fullest. For his 100th birthday, Al Black went skydiving. He says he first went skydiving 3 years ago when he was 97, but wanted to wait to do it again until he turned 100. Al's birthday dive makes a new U.S. world record for the country's oldest citizen to go skydiving. That's awesome.
Wow.
And I can't wait to see that movie, Hidden Figures, about the women behind NASA.
Yes, that should be very interesting. That's an interesting story that I don't think a lot of people know about.
Yeah, I mean, it's a true story, so if you can see it, a great historical perspective, and I'm sure you'll be cheering by the end, right?
Absolutely right, yeah.
All
Based
right.
on a novel, it's very good. We have some showers and thunderstorms coming our way, especially late tonight, early tomorrow, and then some colder air arriving on the Suncoast.
All right, next time I see, it's going to be cold. We got The View coming up at 4 and more news at 5 and 6.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our determination, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
At SWC Properties, we pride ourselves in providing to you the very best in customer satisfaction, and the secret's getting out. Maybe that's why so many people have chosen to list their homes with our friendly and qualified agents. After all, it only makes sense to list with a growing agency that markets in so many places. To list your home with SWC, give us a call at our office and ask for Teresa Witt.